With Boruto chapter 11 coming around the corner, I did want to talk about the upcoming battle between Sarada versus Hidari. As we've seen last chapter, Hidari is trying to target Sarada since that is the goal that he established when it comes to devouring a character, as this is the inherent will of all of these Shinjus that were established in Boruto chapter 5. That being said, this is going to be Sarada's first major battle in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex as a solo character. We have seen Sarada get some action in Boruto part 1, however, as a main character, I felt like she was really in the shadows when it comes to the other characters in the series, such as with Boruto, Kawaki, and even with the predecessors such as with Naruto and Sasuke. When it comes to Sarada, while she did get some good moments such as her using the Chidori, her leading Team 7 in order to save Naruto, I feel like there was much more to be desired and room for improvement when it came to her character, especially now that we are in 2 Blue Vortex. In this upcoming chapter between Sarada and Hidari, she will finally have a chance to really show off her powers and what she has really learned in the past 3 years ever since the time skip has started. And we all know that she did unlock her Mangekyo Sharingan in Boruto chapter 80 after she found out what happened with Boruto due to the omnipotence, and since she did unlock that, we haven't really seen her use any of her powers just yet. And finally, with her battling Sasuke, her father, aka Hidari, she will finally have a chance to show off her newfound powers as well as other new jutsus that we haven't seen before. Because right now when it comes to Sarada and her overall power, it's still in question on how powerful can she truly become. That was kind of my concern when it came to her character compared to the other main characters of the series, because let's put it this way, Boruto and Kawaki are Otsutsuki. They are the two main characters of the series after all, and I don't really have too much worry about them because their power is going to rise over time. Even with Kawaki right now, I do have my concerns with his character and how he is being portrayed in TBV thus far. I get it, it's done on purpose, and he tends to overlook everything in order to kill Boruto right now. However, when it comes to those two characters and even a character like Mitsuki, I'm not too worried about their overall power level and what they can bring to the table when it comes to fighting future opponents. Sarada, while she does have the Uchiha genetics and has showcased her power pretty well when it comes to fighting certain opponents like Boro, and especially in the Boruto anime when it came to fighting characters like Deepa and other villains as well, I still have some concerns when it comes to Sarada displaying her power and keeping up with the other main characters of this series. However, now that she's going to fight Hidari next chapter, she is going to have that chance to really show off her brand new power, and that is the Mangekyo Sharingan. Now, there was some information that was released for the upcoming chapter that was previewed in last week's V-Jump issue, and it did mention that in this upcoming battle between Sarada and Hidari, Sarada is going to do something very important. That's what the V-Jump issue was hinting at when it comes to this battle, so there is some expectations for Sarada to deliver. Now, do I expect her to lose or win drastically? Of course not. I do expect Sarada to put up a really good battle because she is one of the other main characters of this series after all, and with her ambitions such as being the leader of Team 7 and her ultimate goal of becoming Hokage, she does need to step up, and I do have hope in Kishimoto in allowing for her character to really step up to the plate, because we saw in the latest chapter her being able to dodge Hidari's Chidori, which really came out of nowhere. It was really unexpected, and with her being able to dodge the Chidori from Hidari, it really showcased the reaction speed. She is a Chunin following the anime standards. I don't know how consistent that is when it comes to the manga correlation. However, her standing in the village and her training for this long with her ambitions, I do expect her to have a much greater power, and with her being able to dodge Hidari's Chidori, it does show you a little hint of that. Now, when it comes to her overall power, she does have the Mangekyo Sharingan. I definitely do expect her to use that Mangekyo Sharingan for the first time in battle. Now, of course, the biggest concern when it comes to the Mangekyo Sharingan is the overuse, because we've seen it in Naruto Shippuden, especially with Sasuke. He spammed the MS so much to the point where he became blind. Sarada is not in the position where go blind with the MS and take another Uchiha member's eyes and have the EMS, the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, simply because there are no other Uchiha members remaining. Yes, there are Shin Uchihas per se, but we have not seen them in the Boruto manga just yet, and I'm gonna be real here, I don't expect the Shin clones to make an appearance anytime soon. I think they are, according to the anime, I think they are under Kabuto's watch in Konoha. Yes, they would be be vital in a battle like this. However, just for the cast that has been displayed in the manga so far, there's no other Uchiha members present in the story, right? So Sarada does have to be careful when it comes to using the MS. Now, of course, with her, she does not know the implications of using the Mangekyo Sharingan. We did see in the Boruto anime during the Kara activation arc, when she was training with Sasuke, she did want to learn about the MS, and while Sasuke was inclined to tell her about it, somebody like Sakura did not want Sarada to understand it because she saw the problems with the Mangekyo Sharingan, especially with somebody like Sasuke, as he was so corrupted by the power of it that he eventually lost his sanity and did go blind. However, Sarada is a completely different character when it comes to Sasuke, and her mind is in a different place when it comes to that as well. She is trying to protect the village, whereas with Sasuke at the time, he was so sought out for revenge when it comes to Itachi, then eventually with Konoha. So they are in opposite directions when it comes to what they want to accomplish. The concern is still there, right? She can't just spam it over and over again until she goes blind, and I think she will realize that soon when she feels the effects of using the MS, because I do expect her to use it, as V-Jump was hinting Sarada may be using a greater power. As we've seen with every Uchiha who have the MS, they do have a Susanoo. Sasuke had a Susanoo, Itachi had a Susanoo, Madara had a Susanoo. I think it's fair to say that there's an expectation for Sarada to get a Susanoo as well, and when it comes to fighting a character like Jura, who is Sasuke after all, I do think Jura will have the abilities, as we've seen with Jura trying to take down Sarada using the Chidori. He probably does have the rest of Sasuke's arsenal that we know of currently. Sasuke does not have the Rinnegan anymore, so I don't expect somebody like Hidari to use Amino to chakra and just swap places with everybody around the battlefield. I'd be very surprised if that is the case. However, he does have the Rinnegan as shown, so I'm not going to rule that out completely. However, when it comes to the abilities that Hidari is going to display against Sarada, we're going to see not just the Chidori, but also fire style jutsus, Amaterasu, and potentially the Susanoo. We haven't seen Sasuke use the Susanoo yet without the Rinnegan. I do think in Naruto Shippuden, we did see Madara use the Susanoo without the Sharingan, so I'm not going to rule out if Hidari could use the Susanoo. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he does, because we've seen other Uchiha members without Sharingans use it before, so in order to keep the consistency, it would be fair to see something like that. And when it comes to the overall power with Hidari, out of all the ninetails villains that have been presented so far, I think it's fair to say that he is the second strongest behind Jura when it comes to the overall power. Obviously, we haven't seen none of these characters fight at full power yet, so it's kind of hard to scale all these characters. I'm not a power scaler, but when it comes to the presentation of the characters, you can kind of tell who is the first and second in line, and when it comes to the ninetails, it is Jura and Hidari. And when it comes to Sarada, with her being able to dodge Hidari's Chidori right away like that, being able to read it and then respond with a Chidori of her own, where she was able to strike Hidari to the ground, it does show you that she has improved a lot, even though we haven't seen her at full power yet. And no matter how this battle goes down, whether it's Sarada beating Hidari or Hidari pushing Sarada to near death, I do expect Boruto to make an appearance sometime in this battle. Now, we do understand in the latest chapter, Boruto did tell Shikamaru that he has to recover from using his karma since it did activate. We do know that he does not have control over his karma, and right now Boruto's objective, like with everyone else in Konoha, is to protect the village and to save Himawari as well. Now, Boruto is in communication with Shikamaru, and Shikamaru has already sent out Kawaki in order to protect Himawari. So, as mentioned in the past few videos, we're going to see most likely some duo battles. Himawari and Kawaki versus Jura, and Boruto and Sarada versus Hidari. I think that's going to set up an even greater battle, because once Boruto does recover, which we will see maybe at the end of this chapter or next chapter, we will see a tag team battle against Hidari, and I think that's going to be interesting because Boruto right now, at least from what we've seen from all of these characters, is one of the strongest characters in the series right now, and with him and Sarada at the helm of their power, I do think with those two characters, they do have the power to take down somebody like Hidari. And when it comes to Hidari's character as well, I think there's some setup for him to maybe change his mind and not try to devour Sarada right away, since that was his goal in order to follow his will. Jura did mention when it came to these characters evolving, and when they first came into the series, that they have a will that they must follow, and eventually, because of finding your target, that will be the formation of your own identity. This is where all the Ten Tails made their goals of devouring certain characters, and with Hidari trying to target Sarada, maybe he does change his mind, since there is a connection with Hidari and Sarada, since Hidari is Sasuke after all. So let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section below. What are your expectations when it comes to the battle between Sarada versus Hidari? I'm expecting a good fight. I do expect it to be close and even. I don't expect it to be a one-sided battle. I do think these characters are going to be somewhat relative to each other in terms of power. As we saw last chapter, Hidari just couldn't get the jump on Sarada. They're going to be on a similar wavelength. Maybe Hidari could be a little bit stronger. However, I do expect somebody like Sarada to show out and display the power that she has trained for from the past 3 years, especially ability of the MS. Every MS user so far that we've seen from every Uchiha member has a unique ability, and when it comes to Sarada, I also expect a unique ability to come out from her MS, not just Amaterasu or Kamui. She has already learned the standard Uchiha jutsus like Fireball Jutsu, Shuriken Jutsu, and as well as Chidori thanks to Sasuke. I think it's time for her to get her own ability that makes Sarada Uchiha unique. So let me know what you guys think about all of that in the comments section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.